if needed. Most of you probably just forgot this conversation soon after, but Sanji didn't. You see, just 2 chapters later, Sanji prepared
Dobar dan
lunch for
ljudi,
everyone. And if you look
danas
closely,
je novi
you can see
video
that Zoro is
Industry
really
Trip
struggling. This
sa
is because
ovim
Sanji actually
likom
put razor blades in his lunchbox, which you can
ovdje.
also tell by the hard crunch crunch sound effect. So, y'all know how the majority of the
Ludak.
things Usopp makes up
Okay.
end up being true? Well,
On je
Once did something similar, all the way back in East Blue in chapter 69. Nice. Sanji and
Koji
Yosaku
potrošio
talk about
40
fishing and
evra na-
mermaids, while Luffy draws a few pictures
Sad je
trying to
broke.
guess what they look
Ajmo.
like. He eventually ended up with this weird drawing, which just looked like a fish with arms and legs. However, 557 chapters
ovdje.
later, on this exact page, far in the crowd, we can see this exact creature. In 2010, Oda released a data book called One Piece Free, where he shared a lot of early sketches of characters that he wanted to introduce to the story at some point. The thing that caught everyone's attention was that the Blackbeard pirates were supposed to have a beautiful swordswoman from Wano on their team. However, this character was eventually scraped off to make space for Katarina Devon, which is, well, a significant downgrade. When asked about this, Oda stated that he changed the Blackbeard pirates design many times because he wanted to make sure they all looked perfect. And he just didn't see a pretty character fitting into a crew full of ugly and dirty pirates. One of the saddest places in the entire show has to be the Great Terminal. This junkyard is a lawless area where most people die due to sickness and air pollution. Well, believe it or not, this place is actually based on a real location called Smoky Mountain, located in the Philippines, right next to its capital, Manila. Same as how the Great Terminal is right next to the rich Goa Kingdom. One fan was really curious about how Inazuma came out of Ivankov's hair in this one scene.
Dobre.
So he asked Oda if people could pay Ivankov to live in her hair, like a hotel. And they can, but it'll cost them. If you want to stay for one night, it'll cost 5,000 berries. But if Ivankov is traveling over the ocean, you'll need to pay extra for the ocean view. If you have a bit more money on you, you can even rent out the big comfortable room in Ivankov's crown, too. Although Boa Hancock was first introduced in chapter 516, what if I told you that we saw her way before
Vasi.
that? You see, after the Loketown arc, Oda was asked to draw a few characters Straw Hats will encounter when they enter the Grand Line. And if you take a closer look, you'll notice that one of these characters is Boa Hancock, although her design ended up being a bit different when she was officially introduced. Remember Club Ultraman? It's the spirit of a ship that can manifest when the ship is loved and cared for. Usopp saw it on the Sky Island when the spirit appeared to repair Going Merry, if it wasn't obvious from its name. The story about these spirits originates from Germany and German sailors, who believed that the spirit was the ship's guardian and would ensure they traveled safely. Everyone knows that devil fruit users and water don't go well together. So, have you ever wondered, how do devil fruit users take a shower? You see, devil fruit users are hated by the sea, so if they get submerged in a big body of still water, they'll grow weak. But any moving water, like raindrops, will not affect them. So as far as showers go, as long as they stand up and don't let too much of their body be submerged in the water, they'll be fine. The only exception to this rule is Crocodile, whose abilities will be fully nullified even while showering due to him being made out of sand. But you'd be surprised to find out just how much research Oda does before naming stuff in the One Piece world. Take sea trains from Water 7 as an example. The Puffing Tom is named after the Puffing Billy, which is the oldest locomotive train in the world that's been transporting people for over 200 years. The Rocket Man was named after Stephenson's rocket, which was built to prove that locomotives were better than stationary steam engines. Also, the man who was called Thomas, so that could be where Oda got the inspiration for the famous shipwright Tom. Okay, y'all know that when Luffy gets near the fridge, the whole crew may starve. This already happened a few times throughout the show. Well, that's why Sunny's fridge now has a special password Luffy doesn't know. The password for the lock is genius. It's 7326. Because 7 and 3 stand for Nami, 3 and 2 stand for Sanji, and 2 and 6 stand for Miro. And only these 3 know the password. But did you know that the Straw Hats were originally supposed to be really different? For example, Robin was supposed to be this botanist guy on the left, and Chopper was supposed to be this weird reindeer swordsman. But that's not all, because Oda initially planned on making Nami with robotic limbs and a huge axe, while Sanji was supposed to be a cowboy, wielding dual pistols. So, a lot of One Piece fans love to believe that Oda has every single detail planned out before.
Oh my god.
He knows exactly how the story will develop. But is this really true? Well, it looks like he has most of the stuff figured out, but he keeps adding non-planned stuff in between. For example, the supernovas were a last-minute addition.
Brinite
Never
se.
planned on introducing them at all. And just look how important they are now. Law has been with the crew since the time skip. Kid helped with taking down Big Mom, and in the current arc, Bonnie is really important. But supernovas aren't the only thing Oda added last minute, and there's another group of characters that he didn't plan on including at all. You see, the story of One Piece was always meant to focus on taking down the emperors, but then Oda added the warlords of the sea and slowed down the story by hundreds of chapters. 3 of these warlords even have their own arcs, and many of them are still very important to the plot of the story. I guess even a genius like Oda doesn't have it all planned out. There's an ongoing joke in the fandom that because One Piece has gone on for so many years, it may outlive Oda himself. Now, although this is very unlikely to happen since Oda isn't that old, one person who is actually scared of not being there to witness the end of One Piece is Luffy's voice actor Mayumi Tanaka, who is 68 years old. But don't worry, because if that happens, her son commented that Masaku Nozawa, the voice of Goku, will take her place. But there's a problem. Goku's voice actor is actually over 20 years older than Luffy, so I'm not really sure how that's supposed to work. Now, it's common knowledge that the One Piece manga often changes some minor stuff, like small mistakes, for example.
Oh my god, brother.
However, this one time, they had to change something a lot bigger. You see, after Ace's introduction, we got to see the Jolly Roger of the Whitebeard Pirates for the first time. Yeah, let's just say that the original symbol on the flag wasn't really appropriate for most of the world. Now, in Japan, this is benevolence and good fortune, but due to how it's received in most of the world, this was quickly changed to the new flag we know today. But what about a fun question next? Do you know who's the only Straw Hat who has never met any of Luffy's brothers? It can't be the East Blue Crew and Chopper, since they met Ace on Alabasta. It also can't be
This
Common,
car
since
is
they
not
met
made
Sabo on
in
Dressrosa, and it
China.
obviously can't be Jinbei since he's
Not
known Ace
from
for a long time.
Timor.
That
Not
really
from
broke.
China,
He never
Timor.
had the chance to meet Ace, and also missed his chance to meet Sabo since he left Dressrosa early. We all love One Piece figurines. and
Sapevi
merchandise.
radi ako
There was
ideš
one
na
time when a few
300
people
sati
to the next
poučen ti
level. Around
drko.
14 years ago, news broke that real pirates
Ručan,
yes,
šta
they
bi mi
exist,
radio?
hijacked a ship and even put up a pirate flag on it. And their choice of the flag? The red hair pirate flag. Maybe they're trying to tell us that they're good pirates. In one of the SBS, Oda drew how the Straw Hats would look like when they were old. But what's more interesting is that he included a timeline where something went wrong, where everyone just looked awful. They all look out of shape and broke. Chopper becomes something like a mafia boss, Nami becomes a scam artist, and Sanji actually looks like his father. Let's hope the Straw Hats don't end up in the...
Okay.
Staćemo na fabriku da bude malčice zanimljivije.
Nestajemo na fabriku liče. Ok.
Ajde, ja ću staviti jer se puni dok smo u fabrici. Tako da. Bum, 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 vadi kito, bum, bum. Stavite ovo naravno da stoji, prekidat ću ovo u ovoj bateriju.
Niko te ne slušam, ali...
S tim što imamo backpacku.
Samo sam mrtav. Pomoć!
Nema ništa, preskoči, znaš šta? Aj, znaš šta?
IQ 21. Pogledaj ovo, wow. Ne! Brate, to je moje. Šis.
Gdje si malo
Na.
Splinter, šta ovaj lik Splinter radi? Ajde vidim.
On trči.
Šta se treba? A ovo je... Završi ga. No skill. Imamo već ono kao pola hangera, 7000 metara.
Ne, tačno, ja sam pojao bananu. Banana.
Mislim ja i ovdje je mutant.
Lik beži su imali shift. Ok, inače, ignorišom Vukašina. Setite se da se subscribe-ujte, lajkujte, komentujte i šerujte video.
Zatvori ovo.
Hi. Svi su gotovi.
I onda unutra, ima katana, dobro, čokoladice, nam. Još jedna čokoladica. Tako da, ako kupite ovaj auto, onda će gorivo biti beskorisno.
Bukvalno. Ajde idemo unutra, ukaži nas.
I voda će biti beskorisna. I ovaj ojo. Samo će vam trebati da punite bateriju.
Brr. Ok, ajmo. Takav.
Furija, kada previše. I brzo se puni baterija. Tako da.
Vozi.
U redu. Samo čekaj se. Šta si uradio, bre?
Ne znam.
Vrati to. Tako. Sad. Mislim. Tako da ja vam preporučujem.
Ne! Vozi, ajde.
Slovo sincu, bre. Evo.
Probat ćemo dođemo do 30.000 metra. Wow! Vozi.
Vozim. Evo je neka pumpa. Oh, damn! Oh, dobro.
Kako si?
Najbolji drift na cijelom svijetu. Ovaj auto ne drifta kada zakočite naglu.
Kao što vidite sada.
Evo vidite, sad sam zakočio, evo. Bravo, to si čak dobro radio. Samo povucite ručnu odmah.
A šta je ono tamo, liče?
Ono je iza nas. To je neki kao auto s koji sam namestio. Neka lada.
Ne, neko brda ona koji se spominju.
Slušajte
ovaj prank.
Sad će Forest, ja mislim, na 10 i auto mi se kliza. Malo. Tako da nije ništa.
Sad ćemo 10.000 metra.
Ovdje morate polako da vozite, tako da. Naprimjer, evo, ovo, ja sam dobar profesionalni vozač.
Ne, nije.
Da, ja sam, morate vidjeti. Vidio.
Brate, vozi samo naprijed, liče. Trošiš bateriju, imam samo 9% još, liče.
89%. Ali kako? 89. Sporo se troši. Što je dobro, veoma dobro. Vuče, ajde ti kupi muziku.
Ne. Ako bi kupio muziku, onda ne bi imao dovoljno Robloxa za auto.
Koji?
Za taj auto koji upravo voziš. Falio bi mi 2 Robuxa.
Pa kupi ovaj sad. Košta 1700 ili 1699.
Pa ne znam, daj si isplati, samo ti ćeš da me voziš, liče. Mislim da ćemo...
Ima 4 mesta, ako ne i 5, mada mislim da ima 4. Ima jedno u sredini.
Za decu,
Ima ih
kao
je. Za dete.
Za bebe.
Da.
Ok, sada ste sami sa njim za par sekundi. Ćao.
Pokušat će da ga izbaci. Ali ja neću, jer sam dobar drug. Ja se vraćam odno.
Vratio sam se.
Ok. Nisam ti ništa uradio.
Šta se desilo?
Noć je. Evo tako je uvek kada je noć. Sad kada nas pukne grom i ubije i mene i tebe. Ili avion.
Da. Ono je novo, ovo.
Sljedeći part će biti desert. Pa verujem ovaj običan, ne onaj novak. Onaj običan desert. I vjerojatno ćemo se više puta slupati. Jer tamo ima kamenja na putu. Evo Beđina, evo ga tunel. Še, koči. E sad pazite. Še.
Ovo je kao sik. Kao sik. Ovo je bukvalno kao sik.
Beži!
Okej, ostajte opet sami sa Vustalinom.
Ej, sad kašim, ali u redu. Še, dobro. To je to.
Vukašine, šta misliš, koliko dugo ćemo doći?
Tipa 30.000.
Ok.
Jer vozim liče 300 i ne isključim ova svetlost. Toliko mi smetaju. Jer blinkaju. Še. Zašto vozim po travi? Oh my god.
Povukao sam ručku. Aba. Šta ćeš? Šta ćeš?
Bio sam na par sekundi.
20.000!
Pa recite u komentare čiji je bolji auto, moj ili Vukov.
Da.
Lenka se čuje, Vukov pas. Vidite koje rase. Vjerojatno je logično.
Nije.
Nego?
Bra.
Šta, to je Lenka?
Da.
To je pas.
Da.
Pogodite koje rase je.
Orgi.
Da. Kamen! Gospodo!
Oh my god.
Viš kako sam je dobar vozač.
Ne vidim. Zovim neko dete koji ide s 300 na sat.
Da, šta s time? Sa Vukom.
Idem.